Media.
What's really happening is your brain is trying to figure out the how. It wants to rationally and logically figure out the feasibility of the things before they qualify for your list. Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers. And my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. Okay, happy podcast day. Happy podcast day to you. Welcome to the show if you're brand new, and of course, if you're an existing listener and or viewer, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so I have talked a lot about being in alignment recently. In the last handful of weeks, I've touched on it here and there, and it's actually something we hear quite often in the personal development world, being in more alignment, and alignment leads to more fulfillment and meaning and purpose in life. But what does actually alignment mean, right? What does it look like? So I want to dedicate the next bunch of episodes to talking about alignment in hopes that you can start now taking more steps toward living a more aligned life. Now, if you're feeling a little lost and listless, if you're feeling like you've plateaued maybe, or you're stagnated, and it's just like there's no thrill, there's no excitement, there's no newness or freshness in your life right now, it's just a day-to-day routine, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit down with a pen and paper, or you can do it digitally if you want, but write down the top 5 things that you love the most. Now, I'm talking about things that really light you up, things that just the mere mention of doing them excites you, right? It stirs your soul. Take your time with this. There's no rush. Take a couple of days if you have to. One of the main purposes of doing this exercise is to get you thinking about the direction you might want to shift your life towards. Understand too that this is meant to be a list of no constraints. There's no limits. Just let your imagination run. One of the most common limitations that I've seen people impose on themselves when doing this exercise is asking the question whether or not the things on their list can actually generate income, can make them money, and make them a living. When you're making this list, you don't want that limitation. You don't want to think about how these things are going to make money, or even if they need to make money in the first place. Again, that's not the purpose of this list. The purpose of making this list is to get your brain thinking about the things that you're passionate about the things that you want more of in your life, the experiences, the connections. When I was first introduced to the network marketing profession, I fell in love with it and I jumped in, not because I wanted it to be my career necessarily, but because I saw it as a vehicle to bring more of the things that I love into my life. It was a means to an end. I saw it as a vehicle to have and do more of the things that I wanted in my life, like devoting more time to the creative pursuits like music and drawing and acting and filmmaking. I saw it as a vehicle to help me travel more and have more adventures and incredible experiences with people that I care about. So don't worry about whether or not the things on your list will generate income. You won't have those answers anyways at this stage of the journey. Now, another thing that I want you to understand is that not all of these things on your list will be immediately actionable. And that's okay. Remember, this exercise is designed to get your brain thinking about the trajectory that you want to go, not the actual destination. And because your brain is starting to think about the trajectory and the direction you want to go, new paths will start opening up to you that will then give you more answers as to, okay, what actionable steps can I actually take? What's really happening is your brain is trying to figure out the how. It wants to rationally and logically figure out the feasibility of the things before they qualify for your list. Don't let it do that. Remember, this is a no constraints list. And this is why I say take as long as you need, because sometimes it takes a little bit of exercise and a little bit of practice to lift the lid off your thinking, to lift the lid off your imagination. And once you finish this list, what you've actually done is created goals for yourself. Now, of course, these goals will be ever evolving. They will be ever shifting as you move from one season of life to another, and also as new paths open themselves up to you. You might be asking, well, what if I don't know what I want? I've experienced this before with people that I've mentored who just have no idea what they want, what they want to go for, and what they want to do. First of all, know that that is okay and that it is very common. Remember that this is an exercise. And beyond actually coming up with a list of 5 things, what this also does is it exercises your brain, right? It strengthens that creative muscle. It strengthens that imagination muscle. So if you find yourself really unable to think of 5 things that you love and want to pursue, I want you to do what Jen Sincero says in her book, You Are a Badass. I'll leave a link to that book in the show notes of this episode. Here's what Jen Sincero says to do when you don't know what to do. Think about all the things in your life that you love currently, and chances are you probably want to do more of those things or have more of those things. I think this is a great prompt to kickstart this process because not only does it get the gears turning, but if you're in a situation where you're feeling stagnated or plateaued, it's a great reminder that there are plenty of things to be excited about right now. So take some time to do this exercise, and in the next episode, we're going to continue our conversation about alignment and talk about trusting your gut. So until then, have a great rest of your week, have a great weekend, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.